I tried to print it. The printer's not working, so just listen. It says, oh, and there's no Wi-Fi, of course. So, the first Mishnah is Orla Ba'asar Burkita Hames the Oranet. The first Mishnah in Pesachim. The night before the 14th, we search for the Hametz by the light of a candle. This is the first Mishnah. And so on page 7, page Zayin Amud Bet, Gemara says, Botkin et hametz le'on haned. We search for the hametz by the light of a candle. Mina hanimili. How do you know? How do you know that you should use the light of a candle? Yeah. So Gemara and Zayin Amud Aleph, and the whole Zayin Amud. He doesn't stay for the answer. Zayin Amud Anachnu beZayin Amud Bet. Zayin Amud Aleph. The whole Zayin Amud Bet until the where we are right now is all about the beracha and the bi'ur. Why we say bi'ur leba'ed? The short answer is the bidika is the hathalat habi'ur, and we'll talk about this in a minute. Okay. So it says the Gemara, Menah hanimili. How do you know that you use a candle? It doesn't say anywhere in the Torah. Oh man. Okay. Live, yeah. Mitzvah, go read it, mitzvah, you know. Let me send it. So, how do you know? First of all, obviously, is there a mitzvah in the Torah to search for the hametz? Does it say anywhere in the Torah you should search for the hametz? It's not pasuk like this, right? 7 days you should not find hametz, but does it mean you shouldn't?
We have someone to be outside.
No. Tashbitu seor min batechem. Tashbitu. You should rest all the seor. So how do you know you should do this bichlal, and how do you know you should use a candle? Says the Gemara, it says seor lo yimatzeh bevatechem. Hamet, you should, bless you, should not be found in your houses. What does it mean when something is found?
Somebody searched for it.
So lamanu mitziah. We have a gezirah shava. We have in our pasuk, it says you should not be found hamet, and another pasuk uses the word mitziah, find, and in that pasuk it uses the word searching and finding. And then once we have that, we have hipus mihipus. We have another pasuk that uses the word searching, and in that pasuk hipus minerot, it says the word candles. And then there's another pasuk that says the word nerot, candles, with the word ned, with one candle, and that's how we like. It's called gezah shava. On top of gezah shava, we string it along to say that's how you know that the search for the hametz has to be used with one candle. And here's how to do it. Mitziah. How do you know? So our pasuk says again, Shavat Yamim, 7 days, Seor lo yimatzeh bevatechem. You should not find hametz in your house. There's another pasuk that says the word mitziah and the word hapes, search. Anybody know? 15 points. It's Sefer Bereshit. Huh? Sefer Bereshit. Our pasuk says Shavat Yamim Seor lo yimatzeh bevatechem. 7 days you should not find Seor. And the other pasuk it says, nobody knows it. I heard you say something. No, Abraham. And the second pasuk it says, "Vayhapes." Yes. No, not that one. Close. Yeah. Who's that? With Ding 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 Yoshua. It says in the pasuk, "Vayhapes bagadol helo bakaton kila." Yosef was Menashe, whoever it was, probably Menashe, who was searching all the boys for the stolen goblet that Binyamin apparently stole. He started with the oldest, and he finished with the youngest, and it was found in Amtahat Binyamin. It was found in the sack of Binyamin. So we have the word search and find. So just like it must be every time you find something, there must be a search that goes with it. And how do you know candle? And so we have another pasuk that says searching. This time the word searching has a candle with it, as it says. It says when Mashiach comes at the time of the Geulah, I'm going to search Yerushalayim with candles. Hashem says He's looking for the avonot to see the avonot that we did. He's going to search Yerushalayim with the candles. And so we see over there, searching is done with candles, plural.
But then there's a pasuk.
We need candles. The candle. How do you know? It says, Ner Hashem nishmat Adam Hofes kol hadre batin. Again, we have another pasuk that says a net and hofes, searching with one candle. Now, Tana de Ishmael, the Ishmael says, Lil al Ba'asad, Botina de Hamis, exactly like we just said. It's a proof to this concept. Exactly. How do you know that you search for the candle? There's no proof in the Torah that it says you should search for Hametz. Zecher ledabar. It's a zecher. What is a smachta? An allusion to this a concept with what? 70s, Hametz should not be found. And it says Hapes and it says Bayeti Hapes Yerushalayim Balinot, and then it says Kinyan Hashem Nishmat Adam Hafetz Kuchal. The bottom is exactly what we said just now. That teaches you Bidika is done with a candle. My Omed, why do we have to have two Pesukim at the end? I will search Yerushalayim with the candles, and then it says Ned Hashem Nishmat Adam Hafetz Kuchal, and Hashem's candle is our soul, which searches in all the four corners of our soul. Why two Pesukim? The Gemara says, you would say the pasuk where Hashem says, I'm going to search Yerushalayim with a candle. That's not a good enough proof. We have to bring another proof. Why? Because maybe you would just say, Ka'amar Rahamana, lo bedikna la Yerushalayim b'nehora de'abuka de'nafish neora tuva, ela b'nehora de'shraga de'zuta neora tefeh. Hashem, again, the pasuk says, I'm going to search Yerushalayim with a candle. That's not enough. We have to have another pasuk. Why not the first pasuk? Because you would say, really, searching is not with the candle. Searching is with the avuka, with a torch or something much stronger. Why does Hashem say, I'm going to search Yerushalayim with a candle? Because Hashem doesn't want to find the avonot. He's having mercy on us. So I'm going to search Yerushalayim with a candle. Whatever I find, the big avonot I'll find. The small avonot, I'm going to let it go. So Hashem's being nice. But in reality, usually, you search with candles, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, or an avuka, or a torch. Kamashman, that's why the pazukas say no. Ned Hashem nishmat Adam, hafes kol hadrebaten. Hashem's candle, single, is the soul of a man which searches. One candle is enough for a search. Tanuna banan, the Gemara, the rabbi says on the bottom of Zayin Amud Bet. Tanuna banan en burkin lo le'ora hama. You're not allowed to search for the hametz with the light of the sun. Below the oil lebanan, not with the light of the moon. Below the oil ha'avuka, and not the light of a torch. Ela the oil haned, only the light of a candle or a flashlight these days. Why? Because a candle is perfect for searching for hametz. There's no proof for this. Zechet, and this is exactly the same thing we just said before. All the pesukim. The Gemara says, "Hi ora hama." When it says you can't search with the light of the sun, hechidami. Which room are we talking about that you were searching with the light of the sun? Inema behaser, outdoors. Where is the sun hitting? Inside your house? No, outside. If the hidush is outside, you don't search with the sun. You have to search out. Who said you have to search outside? B'chalal. You don't have to search the front yard for hametz. Because there's birds there. Anything that falls down, the birds are going to eat, or the dogs are going to take. That's true also. Very true. But there are some rooms where you can check in the daytime. Malan Shulchan says it's Siman 433, I think. There are some outdoor rooms you can do in the daytime, he says, like the balcony. Yeah, but look at Malan Shulchan, and he'll say, if you have a courtyard, if you have a patio with a sunlight, there are different rooms where you can just, it's not really you. So, and even this halakha, Shulchan he writes, it doesn't mean you can literally throw bread into the front yard and say, goodbye, I'm good for pesach. If you know there's bread there, you have to clean it out. But if you're not, you can't leave it unless you know they have, if you just don't know, what are you looking for? There's birds, whatever is there. If it's a fic, just rely on the birds. It doesn't mean you can intentionally leave a whole bag of bread in the front yard. That's not what he's trying to say. So we're not talking about a courtyard, because a front yard you don't have to search bichlal. So why would we even say that you can't search by the sun?
The sunlight.
We're right here. We're talking about, Article says, a pavilion. It's like a gazebo outside. It has a roof, no walls. So there's a little sunlight, but the birds don't really go under it all the time. So maybe you have to search there. Rabbah says, Achzada leoranet beket. No, you don't even have to use a candle in the achzada. You can still use whatever sunlight is there. And so what room is talking about? Lo tzricha la'aruba b'demecheder, a skylight in a room. If you have a room that has a skylight, then the hidush is don't rely on a skylight. You have to use a candle inside the room that has a skylight. Okay, now, the Gemara says, which part of the room with the skylight? Udehecha, ile behade aruba, if it's right under the skylight, that's the same thing as a gazebo. What do you have to have a candle for? The sun shining through. And it says in the sides of the room in the skylight. So if you have a room with a skylight, right underneath, you could rely on the sun, and there's parts all around it.
Right underneath, the sunlight will nullify the candlelight.
That's good also. Another,
glass.
if it's mamash under the sky, under the glass,
No, you have
on the roof,
you have the wall.
yeah. So this is what we're talking about. Yeah. So if it's the spot right under the glass ceiling, you just look with the glass. Everywhere else on the side, you look with the candle. That's what the chidush is. Says the Gemara, ba'avuka, and with the torch, you're not allowed to use the torch to light to find. Why isn't a torch better? You're going to find much more hamtz with the torch. Rabba says, "My dictive, v'noga kaor tiyeh kanai miyado lo b'sham hebion uzo." It's a mahloket what this pasuk is talking about. Some people say Matan Torah. Rabba holds is talking about Mashiach. Let's go with Mashiach now. When Mashiach comes, the noga, the light, the light of the noga is the holy light of the future world, is going to be shining like rays of light from Hashem's hands, and it's going to be hidden strength. This is what the pasuk says, and what the Gemara says. How do you compare? What's a mashal for a tzaddik in front of Hashem? A tzaddik is like a ned, like ned Hashem nishmat adam, and the hakam is like the avuka. And so I think I just said this to someone a couple weeks ago. If you're the greater of a tzaddik that you are, it's stupid to start being a Baal Ga'ava. The more Torah you learn, if you somehow become a Baal Ga'ava, it's unbelievably dumb, because your light is becoming so much greater, right? Who would I say it to? I said it to someone. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, your light, let's say you're studying, you become a big rabbi, so your light is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Wow, look at me, I'm huge. But you're getting closer to Hashem also. And the closer you get to the source of the massive light, the smaller your light is, right? Someone who's further away from Hashem with a smaller light will light up a room much more than a bigger light in a room, like he just said, in a room that's filled with light. If I light a candle here in this room, it's filled with lights, it's not going to do anything. But if I take a little match in a dark room, it's going to make a big roshem. And so a rabbi, a Talmid Chacham who keeps getting greater and greater and his candle's burning huge, he should only feel closer to the big light that makes him nothing. That's how you become an anav, more humble, the greater you become. That's how this works. The greater you become, you say, but I'm bigger, but I'm bigger to the boss too. So I'm nothing. And so this is what the Gemara says. Hachamim are like candles in front of Hashem, who is like the torch. So we learn from here, a torch is much more light than a candle. And furthermore, when we do Havdalah, what do we use for Havdalah? One light? Or we use a double wick. We use a nice torch for Havdalah. Why? Because it's better light. It's mitzvah min hamuvhad. And so why all of a sudden by halakat nerot, by bidikat pesah, bidikat hamtz, you dafka don't want to use the avokat? Don't you want to find all the hamtz with a good light? And, you know what? Sirifa?
Maybe you can make.
That's one of the answers of the Gemara.
Second is קודם אמרת אדם נשמת אדם.
Ner Hashem neshmat adam is the word ner. One of the reasons,
Yeah, but I was going to say the second one. I didn't think about this.
The first one,
Ner Hashem, Nishmat Adam.
yeah,
We say Kadosh Baruch Hu is using small light. He doesn't want to see it. And we said the chametz, it's our own gama.
yeah, but I know that's beautiful in the Hasidic world, but you actually want to find the hametz. You have hametz, you want to find. Don't you want to find the hametz? Your first answer is one of.
Especially you tired and make it.
Your first answer is one of the four answers of the Gemara. Your first answer. The Gemara says, Amar Abba Nachman bar Yitzhak. Number one, זה יכול להכניסו לחורין ולסתכין, A small candle you can put into little cracks, corners, and everything. It's not, you can fit in all the little places, so you'll actually find more hamtz. A big torch, it's too clumsy to put into a little corner. You're not going to find all the hamtz. That's one answer. Second answer. That's another answer. Rav Zavid Amar, Ze oro lefanav. The light of a candle, it shines its light in front of you. But the light of a torch shines onto you. I tried Googling this. I tried AI chatting this. It said it's not true.
What?
Yeah. The light of a torch goes backwards onto you, and the light of a candle goes forwards in front of you. The Microsoft chat said it's not true. I don't know, ChatGPT. But that's what Gemara says. Yeah. Yes. I think two answers. Number one, on the olden days, I don't think they cleaned the house like they do right now. Part of the cleaning was the bedika.
I remember the kids, my son, איך היה מתכוננים, איך היינו מתכוננים.
אבל זה היה משחק.
זה לא היה.
I don't think that.
זה היה מסורת, you know?
Yeah.
You do it now for the children.
Yeah. But the real answer, I don't think they used to clean that you can lick off the floors. Like now, they clean the house so good. I don't think they used to do it in the old days like this. They go around the house with a candle. That was the cleaning. Because they were clean. What does he have here?
True.
ChatGPT.
It is true.
Is it true the light of a candle goes in front of you and the light of a torch, the light goes behind you? Yes, this is generally true and relates to how different light sources disperse light. Candle, image, ChatGPT versus Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so according to ChatGPT, it's true. The third answer, the Papa Amad, Hai Ba'it, the Hai Lo Ba'it. This is what you said, Yehoshua. With the torch, the guy's afraid he's going to burn his house down. So when it's like, oh, look under the couch to see if you find some faham, I'm going to go under the couch. I'm going to burn the whole couch. I'm not looking under the couch with a huge torch, but a little candle. I'll climb under the couch and I'll look, so you'll find more. And the fourth answer, Rabina Ahmad, you know what faham means? Rabina Ahmad, Hai Mashach. Now you do. Hai Mashach Nehora. The light of the candle is a steady. It doesn't move around and jump so much. But a torch, it's flickering a lot, and so it's not going to be easy to see the hammer. Now, I want to give you my own shot. I shared with these guys last night, but first, I want to show you, the Hakam ben Tzion Abba Shaul, alav shalom. Hakam ben Tzion Abba Shaul, every single time before Bedikat Hametz, he used to tell his students, before we do Bedikat Hametz, let's make sure we're bodeket atzmenu. We have to check ourselves as well. Bedikat hametz, searching for the hametz, is analogous to searching ourselves. And because Nisan is the beginning of the year, it's the time, Jacqueline, don't do that. It's the time where you do heshbon nefesh, where you search yourself out. And like Moshe said a few minutes ago, the se'or, the hametz, is the ga'ava. That's like the yetzer hara. And so we want to take account of our deeds. Where are we doing good? Where are we doing bad? And it's called searching in the dark. And even like here, Mesilat Yesharim over here, what does it say? Mesilat Yesharim, Ezra is a big tzaddik. Mesilat Yesharim, he says the same thing in the section where he talks about doing a heshbon nefesh, taking an assessment of your life and saying, what do I want to change? What do I want to keep? What does it compare it to? He compares it to, I'll show you. He says, here. כי מישהו עדיין חבוש, okay, fine. והנה הוא כהולך בחושך. מישהו עדיין חבוש במעשת יצרו. Someone who's in the grips of the יצר הרע. אין עיניו רואות האמת הזו. He can't see the truth. He's blinded. ואין לו יכול להכירה, he can't tell. כי היצר מסמא את עיניו ממש. The יצר הרע blinds a person's eyes to even see his flaws. והנה הוא כהולך בחושך שיש לפניו מכשולות. It's like he's walking in the dark and he's going to bump into something. But he can't see the potholes. This world is like dark. It's dark in this world and we have to search. Ve'aven kama nifla ha'ma'amar ha'amiti hazeh, says the Ramchal over here. Look how deep this is. Lemi shema amik ve'avin bo. If you really take this lesson deep. Ki enei hoshech halayla shnei minei ta'uyot efshar lo she'yigrom le'ein ha'adam. If someone's in dark, there are two separate mistakes that a person can make in the dark. Or yichaseh et ha'ayin ad shelo yir'eh ma she'lefanav kalal. Either A, you just won't see the broomstick on the floor. You see the dresser, and you're going to bump into it because it's so dark. Or number two, שיטעה אותו עד שיראה עמוד כאילו הוא אדם, והאדם כאילו הוא עמוד. Or it can completely trick you. Not only level A is you just don't see. You're completely blind. You're heading into crashing into a wall, you don't see. The second level is, oh, that's the door.
Think you see.
Oh, this is a person. Oh, this is a dresser. No, it's not a dresser. It's a robber. You can't see straight. So too, all the things about this world that draw us down around us, it's complete darkness. And it causes both mistakes. Look around us these days. Look around us. All the people, what they do, all the things that they love and the things that they hate is completely opposite the truth. You, first of all, you're completely blind. You literally cannot see what's right in front of your nose. What you're doing is very bad. And it comes out. All these fools, says the Ramchal, they're walking along confidently. And all of a sudden, poop, they fall down and they ruin their whole lives without even a minute to think about how bad it's going to be. And this Lo yadeu b'mei kashilu. The Rishonim don't even have a second to even know. It's too late. By the time they realize, they're already on drugs and who knows what they're doing. And the second one, hataut hasheniya b'kasham minidashana. The second mistake is worse than the first, and that's what we have these days. That's what we have these days. Mat'e riyatam asheroim hara ki'ilu hu mamash tov. They take something that's completely bad and evil, and they say, "This is amazing. This is love. This is delicious. This is the best thing we should push up." This is worse. Someone who's good, they literally think he's a Nazi. And this way, they're so stubborn, they stay ways and they never change. It's not enough they can't see the truth. They have to see what's in front of them. They find all sorts of proofs that the way they're going, no, I'm going down the right way. I'll prove to you I'm going down the right way. And so this is what it's all about. We have to understand that we're dark.
Does he say what causes the
If
darkness?
the Yetzer Hara truth, the Yetzer Hara gets a hold of you, and then the image over here, he does say it. As he talks, he says the number one thing the Yetzer Hara wants you to do is not think. Hishwan Nefesh is a solution to this problem. Don't think. Don't meditate. When you're in the car, put on the music. When you're in the home, put on the TV. The second you get home, I know the second they get home, they put on the TV. The second they go to the bathroom, the TV's already on. Don't think. Constant flow. You never have a chance to think. What am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Do I want to change anything in my life? And so Nisan comes when it's the beginning of the year. We do bidika. We say we're going to search our houses. We also have to search our houses. Besides for hamtz, what am I going to find in my house that doesn't belong in my house?
There's a story about the hostage in Gaza. When there is a kibbutznik, came back and he's not dati. When they asked him, he said, being a hostage, I had no right to do anything and no control of anything except for one thing. I was able to think. And when I started to think, I changed.
Yeah, the power of a little meditation.
Unbelievable. Just like you said, he was able to think.
I love music. Probably anybody on earth. But I always try in the car, a few minutes, just silence. I think it's very good for you. And so this is what it's all about, Hishbon HaNefesh. Now, how do we do Hishbon HaNefesh? What is the best way to do Hishbon HaNefesh? People They say, okay, I'm going to take a stock of my life. A guy has a horrible life. He's doing all terrible things. How many people can turn their lives around on a dime? What's a healthy way to do it? And so there's a couple of ideas. I want to share with you just one idea that I heard from a secular author, not Jewish. The one rabbi quoted him, and I think it's very smart. So I'm just throwing this to you. The guy's name is Stephen something. He's like, I don't know, he's not Jewish. He wrote a book. He wrote a book, and he says, he's talking about business. How do you succeed in business? And he says there are 4 categories of decisions that people always have to make every single day in their business. Category number 1, something that's extremely important to the business, and it's very urgent. It has to be addressed right now. It cannot wait. Category number 2, it's something that is extremely important, but it's not very urgent. You could do it tomorrow. It has to be done, but it's not urgent for now. Category 3 is something that is extremely urgent. The person says, I need you to make a decision right now, but it's not really very important to the business. It's an urgent thing that your secretary says, I need you to choose right now. Which one? The blue paint or the white paint? Why? The guy's waiting. It's not the most important thing, but it's urgent. Telephone rings. You have to pick it up now or you're going to lose the call. Is it urgent? I don't know if it's urgent. That's the 3rd category.
Urgent, not important.
Urgent. Has to be done now, but it's not. Urgent, but not important. That's right. And the 4th one, not important, not urgent. The lowest of the category. This guy writes, and he says, many of the business people he speaks to, the CEOs and something, they're always busy in the first category, urgent and important. And in the other category, urgent but not important. People are always pulling at you.
They're reacting. They're not acting.
Exactly. I need you for this. I need you for this. I need you for this. Urgent. Sometimes they're important. Sometimes they're not. He advises in his book, he says, if you want to have a successful business, try your best to live like 90% of your decision making should live in the important but not urgent category. Important but not urgent. And if you do this right, you won't have that many urgent at all. For example, a person says he's driving and all of a sudden the car light goes on and he needs the oil change now. The car's not working. Or the air pressure goes on. That's urgent. You have to do this today or the car's going to break. But if the person, that's in the urgent category. If the person would have taken care of his car from before, it's important, but not urgent that he did it last week. It was important that he got an oil change 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't urgent.
He will never have
the light go on. A person waits till the guy has a blood pressure 200 over. Someone just called me yesterday to help Sadaqah with a person. The guy had a heart attack last week. His blood pressure was 220 over some crazy number like this. I'm not blaming him. I also have high blood pressure, so I'm definitely not one to blame. A person who has a 220 blood pressure, that's too late already. It's urgent. You must address this now. But if you can address it 6 months ago, when the blood pressure was 140, 160, creeping up, to get it down with diet or medication, you won't have to have the urgent to go to the doctor and wreck your whole life. And so this rabbi, what was his name? He's the Isha Torah rabbi. Orlovsky, Rabbi David Orlovsky. He says, in his opinion, he likes to use this guy's secular advice for Torah, for Judaism. Don't until your life is a wreck. And it's, my daughter can't get married. Oh, she can't get married. Why? Nobody wants to marry her. Nobody here. No, why does no one want to marry her? Because she has this, and she has this, and she's not look. Fix it before. You should have done this 10 years ago. You know how many times I have kids, bar mitzvah. Teach my son the bar mitzvah pirasha. Okay, the kid can't read Aleph Bet. Where does he go to school? Oh, he went to Emek until 3rd grade, and I pulled him out and I sent him to public school. It's a little late for this. You killed the guy's life. There's always teshuvah. You could always come back. But you should have done this 15 years ago. Now it's urgent now, but you should have done it 10 years ago. You do hashbon HaNefesh. If you do hashbon HaNefesh, you say, what are the important things I need to accomplish for my family before it becomes urgent? That's hashbon HaNefesh. I really like the way he looks at it. But I want to give you my own idea, my own pshat in this gemara that I shared with Itai and Yaniv yesterday. It's my own hidush in this gemara. I feel that if someone, and based on the people I speak to, if someone takes their life and assesses it and says, how is my life? What are the good things? What are the bad things? we're always going to find bad things in our lives. If you focus on the negatives too much, it doesn't lead and propel you to positive behavior. Positive behavior, you need to have a positive attitude. You have maybe find one thing you're doing wrong and you say, I want to fix it. You fix it, you say, look at me, great job, let's do one more thing. But if you open yourself up like surgery and you say, I do this and I do this, like viduya gadol, I do this and I do that and I do this and I do that, you forget about it. You're going to give up. You say, what's the point of it all? You can't change overnight all these things. The way to do Hishbon HaNefesh the right way is in a positive element. You go slowly, something small. Fix one thing. Fix one thing. I don't wake up in the morning. Okay? Let's wake up in the morning. After 4 months of waking up in the morning, and say, okay, next. I shouldn't read this magazine. I shouldn't watch this show. I'm going to take away this show. Take away this one, work on the next one. That's how you succeed. In my opinion, these 4, Ready, Moshe? I think you like this. These 4 reasons in the Gemara are exactly talking about not only bidikat hamtz, they're talking about Hishbon HaNefesh, bidikat atzmecha. Says the Gemara, why can't you use a torch? A torch is a great light. You're going to find hamtz. You want to use the torch and find every single thing you do wrong in your Hishbon HaNefesh? You're going to use the torch and find every single thing your wife does wrong? Good luck. There are 4 reasons why it's not going to work, says the Gemara. Reason number 1. A little candle you can find in the little cracks. Little bit. A little crack. Where's a little crack in your day? I want you to fix one small thing. Wake up 15 minutes earlier than you usually do. The torch, it's not going to fit little cracks. It's going to blow up the whole building. They take the whole thing. It's going to smash you. You need it so small. Next one. Rab Zavid Amar. The candle's light is in front of you. The torch's light is behind you. When you take a candle and you say, let me find something small that I can fix in a positive way, I'm looking in front of me for tomorrow. I take a torch and I say, I'm a terrible guy. All I'm doing is blowing up my whole past of my life. Oh, I'm shining the light on the past. Shining the light of the past does nothing for you. You need to shine a little light on the future. The third one. Zeh hai ba'it. Hai lo ba'it. A little candle is not so scary. You're not scared you're going to burn the house down. A torch is very scary. Who's going to want to say your whole life is a disaster? It's too scary to start small with the candle. And the last one. Hai mashach nehora. The little candle is a very steady light. It's steady. Doesn't flicker too much. And the avuka, it jumps around. The avuka, the guys that take the avuka to themselves, one day they're not in the Bet Knesset, they're hanging out with girls in downtown, and the next day they're praying Vatikin with CC to the floor, telling everybody else what to do. And then the third day they're back with the downtown girls. This is jumping around. Jumping, I don't know, down. There's almost a song like this, yeah? Down.
When you have a candle, you have many anashim, many neshamot. Don't be stuttering.
They don't get along. Very nice also. One candle, only you. Yeah, by the way, it's very good. Don't start with anybody else in your family. Just fix yourself. One little net. I think all 4 reasons the Gemara, it might make sense. Very nice. It might make sense for the candle. It also makes sense for us. A little support. I want to show you a little support. I want to give you a little support for this pshat that I thought of. You like the pshat? The Ben Ish Chai says, listen. The Ben Ish Chai says almost afterwards, I found the Ben Ish Chai, he says similar to me, but not all the way. The Ben Ish Chai says, why do we use the avuka for Havdalah? The Havdalah, we use a torch. Why do we use a torch for? It's so good. Use the net for Havdalah. And the Ben Ish Chai says, no. When it comes to Havdalah, we are saying separate from the hall, from the Kodesh. You got as big of a light as you can to say nothing to do with hall, only Kodesh. But when it comes to Kodesh and Kodesh, you don't need a big light like this. It's similar to what I'm saying a little bit. But my pshat is, yeah.
You want to use the
As the
Avuka shines on the back, but you always look in the Shabbat and say, I'm looking.
you're looking back. Yeah, maybe on the Avuka on Shabbat, you're looking backwards because on the beautiful Shabbat you had. But on the weekdays, we don't want to look backwards. You only want to look forward. Like the famous saying they say, I forgot who said it. If the Bnei Yisrael, is the Ashkenaz rabbi who said this, if the Bnei Yisrael don't do Kiddush, the Goyim will do Havdalah. That's right? That's what the Bnei Yisrael.
No,
Flashlight is okay.
what is the same reading?
Flashlight. Or a little candle. That's my own pshat. Heshbon HaNefesh is very, very important this time. Ma? Yeah, it's okay. No, it's okay. Use the phone line. It's okay. ברוך אתה העולם אמן ואמן. רבי חנינא בן הקשיא אומר, עשה הקדוש ברוך הוא זכות את ישראל, לפיכך התברר